our topic today is a common place that people struggle in sobriety and they end up either relapsing or they kind of get to this plateau and they inevitably start sliding back in the other direction. That is when it comes to the amends process. That's like apologizing to people that you've done wrong to. I don't know why, but a lot of people, especially at the beginning, they like think about that thing that they have to do in the future before they're even there, and it makes them not want to continue forward with the process. It's crazy to me, but it's only crazy to me now because like my mind has slowed down a little bit, and I'm not quite as crazy as I used to be. But back then, 100%, I was scared to death about what I would have to do. I used to have this problem where I was like a kleptomaniac. I would steal stuff all the time. And for some reason, I got my brain on stealing candy bars. So I would like steal candy bars from every single place that I could possibly find. Because I had this like little pig. This was like pig kind of toy chest. And it was big. And my whole goal was to fill it up with candy bars. That's how crazy I was. And so I would steal from everybody. So anyway, so I put that on my amends list, and I was scared to death that the person I was working with would say, yeah, you have to go to each individual place that you stole from and then basically leave it up to the clerk at this place to figure out if I go to prison or not. That scared me to death. My guy actually, once he read all of it and I read it to him, he wrote it on my paper. He said, stop stealing. And then that was it. And from that day forward, I don't steal. And, you know, I do some donations to different places occasionally to make an amends to that. So that story is basically about, it doesn't have to be the way that, you know, we think it's going to be. But the amends process does make people a little bit nervous. Because it's usually with family members or friends. It's financial. It's a lot of things that bring a lot of fear, and we have a tendency to stay in that fear. I'm here to tell you that it's not a big deal. Not at all. It is not a big deal. Basically, the process is this: through earlier things that you did in the program, you figure out who and what places you did harm to. And in the amends process, you figure out who you are going to make an amends towards, which is basically an apology. But it's not an apology like we used to make, where I said sorry about 1 million times, and I said sorry because I was being selfish because I didn't want to be in trouble. So the amends process is far different than that. The first step is figuring out who you owe an amends to. And then after that, the next part is figuring out what you did, your part. What did I do to hurt this person? Or what did I do to take advantage of this place? This part has nothing to do with what they did or what that place did, right? My job was screwing me over the whole time, so I stole from them. But now I'm going to go back and say, I apologize. I stole from you. I want to give you the money back. But you were assholes to me, right? That's not how this thing works. It's specifically on our side. So when you make your amends process, that's the second part, is you figure out, okay, what did I do in this, right? And then you make a phone call, or, you know, you see somebody face to face, as long as it's not putting yourself in danger or them in danger. We're not doing this so that we feel better, right? We're doing it so that they maybe can have some closure to some bad time in their life or something that you did to them. So we make a phone call, or we see them if they meet the qualifications of this. We tell them that we're living a new life now. I'm doing everything I possibly can to not be the same person as I was. And part of that process is talking to you and telling you that I know what I did to you, and I know that what I did was wrong. And here are the things that I did. And then you say, is there anything that you need from me to make this up to you? Or is there anything, basically, is there anything that you need from me? And they'll say whatever they say. If they make some grand, uh, a request where it's like, I want $2 billion, take that to the person that you work with and say, they asked for this, and that person will probably go, yeah, you're not going to do that. So it has to be within reason too. But once that happens, you honor whatever they wanted, and that's it. And then you just let it go. That's the amends process. A lot of the fear and a lot of the things that are stopping people from doing it is how that person's going to react. I'll tell you the truth, 95% of the people that I ever dealt with this process, the ones that I made, it all ended up completely better than I thought it was going to be. And the other 5%, they don't talk to me anymore. That's it. Like that was the process. There's another side to it where, say, the person is not alive anymore, or it is a dangerous situation, right? Some ex that you were with or whatever, and you can't make contact. It's not like a good thing to make contact, or you just physically can't. There's this other process called like a living amends. Okay, basically, your person that you work with will kind of guide you through that, because it's all sort of individualized what you'll do throughout your life. But what I did was, on a daily basis, I do my best to live a better life, and I stay focused on specific things that I did to those people, and I make sure that I don't do those again. And I try and act in a way that's basically completely opposite than how I was when I did those horrible things, or I hurt those people. So the amends process it's scary, but the amount of relief that happens because of it is unbelievable. And you don't have to start with the hardest ones. Do the easier ones first and then move your way up. So that's my take on the amends process. Thank you for watching.